Hello and welcome to the second installment of Axiom Radio. Surprisingly enough, your boy is here on the second episode after saying that I wasn't going to be. Or at least saying I wasn't going to be in a lot of episodes. I may actually be in more. But today we're going to be talking about the tournament that we are actually doing in Axiom right now, which is an OC roleplay tournament. As you guys can see in the last episode, I also said that Caleb and I were playing Minecraft. Well, I've made a little window with the capture card that I've got to show what I'm doing, my perspective in the world, I guess you could say, is. Wow, that took forever. It just said it uploaded the picture. But I am joined today by Caleb.
Yes.
Caleb.
Salutation.
My son Caleb. And yes. Corey.
Hello.
Now, Caleb and Corey have done their match already. They were the second round of the first rounds, I guess, of the tournament. And what we're going to be doing in this episode is essentially a dramatic book reading. So I told Caleb get out his fancy mic. Right now he's on his blue snowball. Woo-hoo. And he is going to be reading his part while I read out Corey's part. Corey's part, the reason I'm reading Corey's part out is because we want it to go by fairly quickly, at least. And I want Corey to be here so that I am able to ask him questions, what his thought process was when he's performing some of these moves, things like that. But Caleb, if you're ready, I'm ready. And I'll be starting with the intro, which is I believe the introduction of the round area that we're doing. So, or the arena portion.
Yes.
So we went with Arena 4. Credit to, I think, Mercer on the amino.
Well, I think it was Mercer.
Well, I know Mercer created a couple and Chris created a couple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm going to start with reading out Arena 4. Hopefully my Minecraft will let me sign back in. Doesn't look like it is. Naturally. I may actually have to play a different game. Wow. It's like not even letting me touch the button. Oh, I can go to the marketplace though. Wow. Well, this is mildly aggravating.
Yada yada dozy.
Let me know what game you guys would want me to play in the future, because I've got a lot of them. I'm going to try Minecraft one more time and bring up and start and begin to read the arena. Arena 4. You took the midnight train going straight to one of your deaths. This is a high-speed, unmanned, large military grade speeding down its track. And the two of you have been invited aboard to battle. Just in case one of you decided to append it somehow. Its route takes it across a barren, Wild West-style landscape. Rolling hills spiked with cacti, dry grasses, and dangerous wild beasties. If you survived the fall, unscathed, of course. 8 carriages of personal cabins, an entertainment room with a bar and film projector, and one room with a military helicopter stored inside. The time, 12 a.m.
Oh yeah, we could have used the helicopter. That
I
would
thought
have been
y'all.
funny.
I thought y'all were going to.
No, just the bar. But
Yeah.
you gotta wait for that. That's spoilers. Whoop.
Yeah, no, Minecraft is just not letting me. I'm actually not surprised in the slightest. But of course, my phone feels the need to go off. I'm going to put it on vibrate. And I think I'll load up Pokemon. Might as well.
That makes sense.
At the time of recording this, you all should definitely download the update for Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, as well as get the expansion pass, Isle of Armor, and Crown of Tundra?
Crowned Tundra.
The Crowned Tundra, correct. It's going to be wild. Especially go to the Pokemon Axiom Amino. We are getting our teams ready. You're going to see my process of me getting my team ready while we read the dramatic book reading. As of right now, we don't all have... The Elite Four doesn't have all of their Pokemon together, at least not yet. I think I'm the only one that doesn't. And we are looking for gym leaders for the Axiom League. Caleb, you said you didn't have yours yet?
Yeah, I don't have mine.
Swaggeroony, my doodaloony. That makes me feel a lot better.
You're welcome.
And if you enjoy this dramatic book reading, once more, I apologize for the constant interruptions, but definitely give the video a like and share it to all aminos, not just Axiom communities, but please, we'd love to get this radio podcast out there. It's not just a dream, but a fantasy.
If it was a dream, we wouldn't be here already.
Exactly.
So there.
We just want this dream to come true and spread the word of Axiom.
Yeah.
Suino was on the edge of the train and felt the air rushing against her, while her dark red hair in a ponytail flowed around. She takes a deep breath and turns around, placing her hand on the hilt of her Zanpakuto. "Aren't I supposed to fight someone? This is a tournament," she said to herself with a slight sigh, while a bit of her spiritual pressure emitted off of her body, the goldish aura spreading out 2 feet away from the female Arrancar.
Suddenly, a white-haired head shot out from underneath one of the seats of the train upon hearing the words that the Arrancar had spoken. "Oh, a fight, you say?" he asked in quite the childish tone. However, it was still obvious that he was deathly serious. He popped himself out from under the seats and looked at the female, responding to her battle-prepped form by placing his hand on his Zanpakutos. "If you're looking for an opponent, then we'll be clashing right here." He flashed his blade out of his sheath and prepared himself, a slightly open pose, with both hands on his blade.
And then I typed, "Place your bets." Let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this fight. It is actually going to be a very interesting one, and it may last the entire video. I'm not entirely sure yet. Suino would look to the Shinigami with a confused expression while thinking to herself, how the hell did a kid come out of nowhere? She just shrugged off the thought as she fully unsheathed her Zanpakuto, and a familiar grin came across the female's face. "Okay, kid. Let's start. Wait, let's see if I leave you in a shock." Suino teased, a trait that she adopted from her master. She bolts towards the Shinigami, with her slashing upward as a distraction. I have to switch pictures because the text got cut off.
You could just use the second one.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. With her slashing upwards as a distraction before firing off a few balas. 2 at the knees of the Shinigami, and 1 would head toward his right eye. Corey, why didn't... first question will come up.
Alright.
Why did you draw your blade and slash and then immediately do a bala? Like, what What was the process of that?
Well, I was thinking I was practicing his reaction time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of like the thought that I had. That's just it.
All right. Well, that's not bad. Caleb, you may go.
Yeah. Masaru used little effort to duck under the blade that was coming towards him. However, he couldn't see the energy ball coming towards him, He was knocked backwards by the ones that hit his legs, and since he was lower than previously, the third baller whacked his forehead. A short oof came from the small male, but he responded quickly by stabbing upwards towards their belly. Following that, he pushed himself upwards and went for a set of 3 horizontal slashes from there, in case he hadn't stabbed her right before. Finally, he hopped upwards and brought his foot up, whooshing right past her head, and then brought it down hard, smacking the ball of his left foot right into the back of her head.
Suinoa gets stabbed in her stomach, and was a bit surprised from how sharp the Shinigami's blade was. Suino pulls out the blade, while swinging hers at the kid's throat with blinding speeds before sliding her free hand... I hit my mic.
No.
Before sliding her free hand onto her wound and stepping back a couple of feet away. And then, Suino would send a quick roundhouse kick to the soul's left rib cage, and a thunderous jolt. Up she would gather momentum before slamming down her Zanpakuto into Masura. Corey? What was that?
What was that?
What was that sentence?
I have no clue.
And a thunderous jolt up she would gather momentum before slamming down her Zanpakuto onto Mitsubishi.
Yeah. Mitsubishi. Sorry if it didn't make much sense, but what was it after Suino would like kick him into the ribcage, she used her other leg to jolt up like into the air to gather momentum for a slash down on Masaru.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Into woo-westing. Comedy. Okay,
We're
anyways.
comedians here?
What?
What?
Masaru's eyes widened, and in an effort to minimize damage, he performed a back that didn't avoid the first slash entirely, but it saved his vital windpipe from getting... Either way, he still didn't have enough time to block the foot that was racing towards his side, and he was flung to the entrance of the cart because of this. However, his senses sharpened as soon as they could, and he raised his blade to attempt blocking against the other that was rapidly approaching. The clash brought him down, her power blatantly obvious from the strike, which even brought a dent into the metallic floor of the train. Regardless, he knew he couldn't stand too much of a chance at this. With a sharp glare, he looked upwards and shouted, and snarled. "Shred! Tsuchiatsu!" he shouted, and his blade shifted into blades. It initially duplicated, throwing a copy of the blade into his other hand, which produced a chain at both hilts that connected the two. When they began to solidify into gray cylinders, with the battle axe-like blades sprouting at the ends. His snarl turned into a grin, and he swung the open blade towards her belly again. It was a fairly wide slap, so whether or not it hit her, it ended up landing in the wall of the train, cleaving a hole right into the side, and starting to open up the view to the dark landscape.
Suino finally got excited for this fight. Seeing the Shinigami Shikai inspired her to release her Resurrection before using a Sonido to dodge the axe. Oh boy, how cute, Suino said as golden lightning flows around her, and her blades more jagged than its sealed state. With unbelievable speeds, Suino sends a stream of golden lightning to the Shinigami's feet before using the blood on her hands to fire off a Gran Rei Zero.
Masaru slipped easily, having been struck right on the feet, and was knocked over a bit, which of course meant there wasn't much he could do with the incoming Reishi. The most he could do was cross the axes in front of him so that the brunt of the force was pushed against his Zanpakuto, but of course that didn't mean he wasn't pushed backward. It eventually overtook him, striking into the train as well, and causing a fairly large explosion on the train, which began to derail the train, and eventually the last 3 carts unhooked and landed on the side. This left Masaru with lost composure for a moment, but once he caught himself, he shot forward once more, without any hesitation, bringing both of his blades together, and his attack was a cross slash towards her head.
Once Suino landed, she would block the 2 axes as a small crater formed below her feet, and she would send a shockwave through her blade, pushing the 2 axes away from her. Impressive. You took my Gran Rei Zero and still have the energy to launch towards me with killer intent, Suino said with a wide grin, before firing a wave of Ryatsu in the shape of a golden lightning bolt with blinding speed.
Yeah! Masaru exclaimed.
Every time, that's just what I hear every time I read it. Just.
He is a young boy.
And be a young boy.
Yeah! I can't read this without laughing. Masaru exclaimed as he got shot outwards. A hole torn from the now side was roof of the train. Once it got far enough, he was able to plant his feet into the sandy ground of the drylands, a bunch of dust flying upwards to block a view of. Silently, he stood up and grinned. Even if he couldn't hit her directly, this was the perfect maneuver. He threw one of his, letting it spin in the relative direction of Suino. If it didn't hit her, then it would plant itself in the wall of the train.
I love the accent you're giving the dramatic book reading. If it didn't hit her, it would leave a it would plant itself in the wall of the train.
I'm not actively trying to sound like that, but I can. It would actively plant itself.
Yes. And then I comment, and I say, yeah! Watching the axe heading towards her, Suino would move to the side, while the axe planted itself into the wall of the train. Suino grabbed onto the chain and pulled it towards her, while thrusting her blade at the Shinigami, as if the Shinigami appeared from her pulling on the chain. In case, if she didn't pull the Shinigami closer to her, she would send a stream of golden lightning onto the floor. Lord Corey.
I'm sorry.
Care to explain that one?
My grammar is broken.
On that one, yes. For some of the ones I've read so far, I've been able to at least genuinely decipher what you were trying to say, but that one...
Yeah, okay, so basically what she was doing was she pulled onto the chain that of Masaru's Zanpakuto. Oh, in case Masaru didn't come to come from getting pulled, she would send a wave, well, not a wave, but like a stream of lightning on the floor towards his direction.
Why are you trying to make Masaru come?
Whoa, yeah, this is a little kid.
It had to be said. All right, it had to be said.
Oh my gosh, stop.
Oh my gosh, stop! You're making me blush.
Stop it. You're making me blush.
Okay, so anyway, here comes the best part of the fight. Clearly, obviously. I shall explain why. Masaru comes plunging out of the dust with weapons in both hands. In his right hand, naturally, was his axe. In his left, however, was a cactus that was cleaved off from the stem. And as he rapidly approached Sueno, he swung it in an attempt to smack her with the cactus. Whether he hit or not, he let the plant go so that he could equip the other axe into his hand, and then yet again flung an axe in her direction, but this time immediately yanking it back into his hand. So that if it missed, it would boomerang back, and hopefully he could predict her location to hit her in the back.
And then I comment, rain whizzed by as the tooth fell.
It's
imagine-
all verbatim.
What was it supposed to be? Because I voice to
think,
texted this.
The train whizzed by as the two fell out of it, I think.
That's true. The train did fuck. Cutting that out. The train whizzed by as the two fell out of it. Explosions going off in the background due to the amount of spiritual pressure and energy blasts that they were giving off. Now, they have the elements to worry about. With what will the cold desert night bring upon them? What kind of creatures will find their ways into the fight? And what will the worldly terrain be like?
We also didn't implement any creatures into the fight. That we could have done.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
The
However,
helicopter
that would have been
nice,
my job. Yeah, I was expecting one of y'all to get in the Apache and just start shooting.
I admittedly forgot. I was literally so laser focused on the cactus.
The cactus and the bar.
Yeah.
Y'all just had to do the bar scene, didn't y'all?
Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm.
And we did it. And that was the end of the fight. Unfortunately.
Y'all are genuinely...
I was just dragging
dumb.
it on forever.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to have a proper fight.
It was
With
proper-ish.
Anyways,
Back to Corey's part, I assume? That's what it
Yeah.
was? Yeah. Being legitimately surprised from Masaru's adaptiveness, Sueno would get her face slammed by the cactus. As it stuck, she spreads shockwaves of her Ryatsu. That's a clever kid. Sueno chuckles a bit before leaping at him while swinging her blades at the soul's neck.
Masaru got blasted back a little, flexing his Ryatsu a bit so that the cactus wouldn't get in his way. Then, since the other blade was knocked off its course, he was able to pull it back, aiming to the blade direct... Oh, pull it back. Aiming the blade to be directed towards her left hand, while jumping forwards again and slashing diagonally towards her chest. Sorry.
Sueno dodges the axes that was heading towards her ankles, but would get cut deeply by the other axe, while Sueno attempts to grab and hold his wrists and shock him with 300 million watts. And if Sueno missed, well, she would thrust her blade into the soul's right pectoral and shock him with the same amount of watts.
Oh, I posted the same... Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well, whoops. Sorry, I mishandled the scans. Whoops.
No.
Anyways. Climax time.
Ooh.
Nut time.
I do like to climax.
PJ! Whoa!
What, Corey? Corey just fucking screams.
I'm sorry. Continue. I said PG. So
Oh yeah, you're right. Masaru's eyes widened as all of the straight electricity flowed through him. He couldn't help but scream, and his skin went deathly pale. By some amount of luck, since the other blade was still on the ground, most of the electricity passed through him, but as it moved through his body, everything in him screamed bloody. Biting his lip hard enough to draw blood, he endured the pain, and amidst the sparks, he shouted, "Bun Kai!" The axe's near immediately grew substantially in size. Almost quadruple in size, in fact. It became far more intricate in design, all in a deep gray and blood red metal. The blades became massive and excessively heavy, since Masaru was distracted, so the massive blade dug into her shoulder as it fell downwards. He wasn't able to react after that, since he was still buzzed, but had a demonic look in his eye, as if he carried death's will in his soul.
There was something, I think it was Nico said,
Yeah.
he said the only way to view this fight was someone versus Kratos. I can't remember who.
Oh no, that was me versus Hanzo.
Oh,
There was
oh yeah,
Orochimaru.
that's right. Orochimaru versus Kratos. I would genuinely love to see how that fight would have gone. Just because, like, that's such a cool concept.
Yeah.
The God Killer versus the Immortal Snake. I don't know. The legendary Sanin. The big strong man. Both of the axes slammed into Suano's shoulder blades and pushed her straight to the ground, making a 10-foot crater. That's a big crater, Corey. Suano would send more shockwaves to take out the axes as she got up, spitting out blood.
big axes. Sorry.
I've never had this much fun! Suano yelled before quickly firing off another Gran Race arrow as it pushes the soul into the wall of the bar.
Bar time.
They're so excited about this dumb bar scene.
Listen. I am only 18 years old. I am an irresponsible man.
Are you really considered a man now that the age has been, like...
Probably not.
I don't understand that at all. Like, you can't
Yeah,
buy
that's fair.
cigarettes or anything like that.
Some 18-year-olds are just so stupid. And I am one of them,
It's not
admittedly.
necessarily the 18-year-olds. It's more so the 15 and 16-year-olds.
Oh, yeah.
They kind of ruined it for everybody. In all honesty. But, you know...
made it so it's 18 as an adult.
But, you
I
know...
consider Caleb a man.
Yeah, I do too. But Corey and I, both being over 21, we can sort of have opinions on this stuff.
Yeah.
Or
I'm not
I
allowed
guess-
to have an opinion.
I guess we can't, considering we've been able to since before it was 18. But I guarantee further along the line, they're going to move it back down to 18. Hell, they may even lower the... Why are we talking about this on Axiom?
If they do that right when I turn 21, I'd be very upset.
Why are we talking about this on Axiom Radio?
I don't know. Listen,
This is
man.
some LNH stuff.
Yeah.
Oof.
This is a PG podcast.
Yeah, no politics here. Please, nobody comment anything political. I am
Yeah,
begging
please.
you. I
Comment
do not.
section needs to be clean, please.
I
the comment section
Yeah.
is G.
I do not care about any of your political views or what you think about this. About the age limit being raised. I don't care. I don't even care about my
It's
opinion.
just simply a dramatic book reading, and we're just a bunch of dickheads.
Yeah, we're just
Also-
giving
also-
sub commentary. Go on,
Or
Corey.
three memes in the comment.
What?
Oh
No.
yeah, no World War III memes.
Yeah, please no World War III memes. I was trying to avoid saying that because I don't know how YouTube is right now with the whole thing. But please, no WW3 memes. Okay.
Also, I'm getting drafted tomorrow.
Corey, enough! I
What?
literally just said no.
That counts as a World War III. You're not allowed in the
Oh.
What's a YouTube video without a bit of controversy?
Right. Hopefully. Views time? Views time. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. We're going on 30 minutes, so
Well,
apparently
it's
we're
almost done.
Yeah. With a second Suino. What?
Oh, wait, no, I hadn't read yet.
Oh.
A
Are you
short
sure?
came from him as he was flung backwards and accidentally destroyed the wall of the bar and perfectly landed in one of the bar stools. Casually, as his accident had been as his axes had been dropped right out of the bar, which made his hands free, he looked at the bartender and began to speak. So, I'll take a mug of your hardest ale, he said with a bit of gruff to his tone.
You just said that with the singular least, most gruff
I know.
anybody could have ever said. Do you know what gruff is?
No,
Well,
probably not.
Let me read that with you.
Yeah, sure thing.
So, I'll take a mug of your hardest ale. That's
The
gruff.
thing is, well, yeah, I understand that, but you have to say it in the voice of a kid.
So, I'll take a mug of your hardest ale. Better?
Sounds like Ed.
Of who? That just sounds like who?
That just sounds like Ed.
Ed?
Edge.
Oh, Edge. Well, he's young and trying to sound old. It's perfect for him.
You know what? You're right.
Also,
Go on.
within a sec in my post. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah, I understand. Within a second, Suino was on the bar stool next to Masura.
was
One
sorry.
alcohol, please, Suino said with a slight cough, and held out her hand for an arm wrestle. Whoever loses has to buy the winner an alcohol, Suino said with a slight grin. I think it's safe to say I won't be using these dramatic book readings for my narration demo reel.
Oh, yeah. You can use the voice attempts for Masaru. Just those parts, cut that out. That specific MP
Yeah.
for MP3. Masaru grinned, placing his hand opposite of hers so that he could arm wrestle with her. Deal. He responded simply and clapped her hand, prepared to face off in this far more casual side battle.
Suno would attempt to slam Mazura's hand down with insane strength and force as her arm muscles tensed up, while her spiritual pressure would aid her with a grin.
Okay, so do I have to read my comment verbatim?
Yes.
Oh, alright, well...
Wait, is it sexist, racist, or anything along those lines?
Kind of.
What is it? Oh god, there's Amanda Buzz after me. Oh god, there's Amanda Buzz after me!
It's... I guess it's kind of demeaning, but...
Okay, well, I mean... Just read it.
Okay. Okay. Masaru responded with a flex of his own, forcing his arm to make sure that it wouldn't get slammed. Amidst the struggle, he grinned and made a fairly snarky comment. You know, I do have to say, that is a pretty fine titty you got there. He responded to the very...
Oh, yeah. I don't think I read anything of, of Suino's shirt being ripped, but during the fight...
Well, okay.
During the fight, Suino did get her shirt kind of like ripped in half, so she does have a lot of cleavage showing.
Remember...
Yeah, we actually
I think it was
discussed this I think it was during the battle, if it would be appropriate for something like that to happen. We said yes because it would be deemed worthy of a distraction during the fight, which Caleb tried to counter by saying Masura was hella gay.
Hey.
But there are no scans of that are being shown on this podcast.
You're right. There are no scans.
Therefore, I didn't see it, so he's not. End of battle.
He's Squad 11.
And
He doesn't care.
okay, if Squad 11 is a bunch of barbarians, if anything, that means they'd be more prone to the booby slip.
Female persuasion.
Okay, but I remember distinctly there was one attack that I had.
Roll for deception.
Distraction. I'm gay. Roll for deception.
I'm talking about the shirt thing. I'm talking about the shirt.
Fuck.
Yes, here it is. While jumping forwards again and slashing directly towards her chest. He specifically took the chest hit, so that means that striking at her shirt.
Alright. I'll allow it. Roll for accuracy. Roll for accuracy.
Listen here. I got a 12.
Mine keeps falling off.
You just cut her tit off.
Oh shit, I got a natural 1.
Oh my god, Corey got the nat 1.
Oh no.
The titty falls off and gets burned to ash by its own lightning.
No, it's the way. My baby.
Not the nat 1. Suino didn't let go of Masura's hand and would attempt to throw him to the ground before thrusting her blade. Wait, I don't... What the fuck? What happened?
Here, which
No,
Oh, okay. No. I missed a picture. My bad.
Yeah.
Suino kept her eyes on the soul as her grin grew, and with her free hand would throw a punch at Masura's shoulder. Eyes off, kid!
I fucking hate you.
More of Suino's spiritual pressure would flare while shockwaves pushed against the counter, causing it to shatter with the whole counter.
Masuru got knocked back a little, losing his concentration, and his arm got thrown back. He muttered as a small suspended pieces of wood that kept their arms up fell to the ground. As he pulled out his money, he received his mug and chugged it down quickly so that the fight couldn't be delayed any longer.
Suino didn't let go of Masura's hand and would attempt to throw him to the ground before thrusting a blade at his throat. It was fun, Suino said, trying to end the battle.
Masuru raised his hands, feigning surrender, and casually muttered, "You know, I kind of thought this place was nice. Kind of wanted to keep this place on the ground." Then the sound of rattling chains commenced, and both the axes had headed towards the gauntlets on his hands. One he ceased the movement of as it got close and flung towards Sueño. The other retracted directly to his hand, and he moved to slash her vertically, straight towards her skull.
Caught off guard a bit, Suino quickly created a shield of lightning to block the axes, but the axes would shatter the shield of lightning and push Suino 24 feet into the air and slamming her down on the ground with a large thud. Holy shit, kid, Suino said, coughing up more blood, unable to stand up. Masura is the victor.
With that, the wind pressure blew apart the bar and the following building as well. Slowly, he stood up and brought his other axe back to his hand, clutching both with the grip of victory. With no hesitation, he dug a small, short-notice grave and placed her body in it, and then covered it up. A noble place to die for a noble warrior, he recited softly, as his massive axis reverted back to a katana as he placed it back. Then he returned back and grabbed the mug from the conveniently left-over counter since he hadn't gotten it before. And chugged the.
I'm head off to bed. Good night, folks.
Yeah.
Corey's famous last words.
Famous last words. By the way, we also discussed this. I remember Corey mentioned this. He's like, yeah, she's just unconscious. She's not dead. And I was like, oh, well.
Nah, she'd be dead. D-E-D dead. She's so dead that she's dead.
She's dead.
I'm gonna roll for if she's still alive.
Yo, I thought the 5-star Butterfree raids were supposed to be non-existent after the 9th.
Sweet. 17.
Okay, well, apparently.
She's still alive.
But no, it's just like they're more common during the event. So they still exist, it's just they don't pop up as much.
Well, there's a 5-star Butterfree raid going on. I'll keep that in mind for after the podcast. Also, I'm right next to a Flygon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Trapinch.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't know Flygon was in this game.
Oh, yeah, Trapinch is in the game.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Well,
Carlos, do you have
gotta
anything
go
you
to the
want
bathroom.
to add to the dramatic book reading? If you're still there. All right, good talk.
All right.
Yeah. Is he still there?
I don't know. He hasn't typed anything
He
either.
is. He is here.
Well, in the call, yeah, but, you know.
Carlos is for those that
No.
are really wondering, Carlos is kind of like just the background guy. He's just listening.
Oh, bro, why you gotta do him like that?
Well, because he's not a part of the Axiom.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of the Elite Four members, along
Yeah.
with Caleb, Scarlett, and I. But for the most part, he's kind of just chilling. Yeah.
The chillin' man.
Did you say the Machillin man?
No, I just said the chillin' man.
Oh. I was about to say, that's a very interesting way to put it.
Chillin'.
No, the Michelin.
Oh.
Like,
No, I'm sorry, Carlos. I'm sorry.
I'm not. Huh. Thank you, Gyarados. Very nice. So, since the dramatic book reading is done and Caleb has won his fight, he moves on to Masura, which he won that one as well, by a technicality, nonetheless. Masura thought it was a good idea to power up in a cathedral with a hollow floor, that if you fall through the cathedral, you'd fall into the fog and die, because the fog kills anybody and everybody that's in the fog.
Yeah.
So, he did that. Caleb tried to get out of it, and Hanzo thought that it was a good idea to somehow use Poison Sting to take Caleb down with him. To which I was judging that match and said, no, you stop that right now.
What Carlos just said in the chat. One day I'll be part of the Axiom Council. Me as the tire mascot.
You'll be ball guy. You know, I think the only G-Max Pokemon I don't have so far is G-Max Lapras.
That's fair. Lapras is supposed to be part of the event, though. So
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna.
Uh-huh.
Also,
It's
for
supposed to
those
be
who
here
are
already.
saying that I'm weak, I was voting bad.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
okay, Corey, sure.
No, you wanted to take a bath.
Yeah. Oh yeah, during the fight
did
the whole
want to
time,
take-
Corey was like, I really want to take a bath. This might be my last post. I might just go take a bath. We're sitting here like, Corey, you could have been taking a bath and then come back to the thing. Like, Scoob. Corey's the chat's saying Corey's a big dummy dum-dum, even though we're not live streaming.
Yeah.
Chat. Thank you so much.
Non-existent chat.
Also, I found some bubble bath soap. So
Good.
And it's manly too. So if I ever want to take a manly bubble bath, I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, I am actually fairly tired. But there was a topic that we talked about last recording, because this is the second time we've tried to record this episode, that I brought up, and I'd like to reinstate the topic of discussion of shipping.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
What you mean? No, this is important.
It's okay. So, a couple ships I don't understand. The first being, I'll just put it out on the table. Ichiruki. Look, I get it. People wanted them to be together. There was no possible way that they were going to be. Okay? And I know somebody in the comments or somebody in the aminos is going to come at me and try to attack me and say, just let people ship what they want to. And I'm not forcing you to change your ship. By any means, I'm not. I'm just saying, it's a dumb ship. I mean, it didn't sail, so why keep it going? I get you don't like Orihime, but bruv, it's not gonna change, you know? No point in being salty about it. The other two that I don't understand is Bakugo and Ochako, Urarako, you know, best girl, next to Mei, Hatsume, you know, because Mei is best girl, let's be honest. You know, and Toga, and I can't remember Invisible Girl's name. What's Invisible Girl's name?
I forgot it too.
Oh, well, you're useless to me, Corey.
Good.
Okay. I don't understand that ship solely because people are comparing it to Vegeta and Bulma. Firstly, it's not the same. By any means. By any means. It's not. Completely not. You know, I'll keep saying it over and over and over and over because it's not. Bulma is a very strong-willed woman who has the attitude strong enough and sassy enough to shoot Goku in the fucking face and tell the Prince of All Saiyans, you know, the dude who is going to Gallic Gun and blow up the entire planet. Thank you, Carlos. Her name is Toru, and she is best girl. Solely because Goku was clapping his booty cheeks like the Prince of all bitches that he was. And Vegeta flat out said that Saiyan men are widely attracted to strong-willed and feisty women. And what is Bulma and Chi-Chi? Both strong-willed and feisty. I'm pretty sure they're both capable of having stands. If I'm being honest.
Ochako, she's
Uravity.
She's not to the extent of Chi-Chi and Bulma in feistiness and whatever you want to say, but yeah, she is a bit feisty. guess to say.
She has no actual sass to her.
No, it's not sad. It's confident.
She barely has that. Like, alright, I understand if in the later chapters she gets like mad confident boosts when she's getting plowed by Deku, but for the most part, she's a very submissive individual who doesn't really like confrontation. In fact, she had to take her class to help herself defend against confrontation more often than not. And we only see that really once, maybe twice in the entire series. Whereas Bulma has come up with, game plans. She's come up with actual battle suits, armor, and stuff for the Z Warriors, the Z Fighters, the big boys. Ochako struggles with keeping her self-worth and self-confidence up. Oh my god, a G-Max Corviknight. Caleb, we're doing some G-Max raids later. But to compare an abusive relationship, because that's exactly what it would be, a very, very abusive relationship given Bakugo's nature and tendencies, to Ochako's, or to Vegeta and Bulma's balancing nature, that's a completely one-sided argument. Like, there's no actual point in talking about this ship being good when in reality it's not. I understand Bakugo would never do anything to hurt Ochako. Despite his temper, he's a very very kind-hearted individual and wouldn't hurt a fly unless that fly was terrorizing everybody he loved. But to say that he wouldn't be possibly verbally abusive to Ochako, the soft-hearted little gravity freak that she is, it would be detrimental to not only her, I don't want to say ego, but self-worth, even more so than she already has trouble with.
She has PTSD of Murder King explosion.
Yeah, like, it's not a good ship.
It's too big. It's too big. It's too big.
It's just. Plus, I mean, when they were in the tournament, he blew her up almost. That's another thing. I never understood people who shipped characters that wanted to kill each other. I brought this up in the last episode, or in the last time we tried to record this, but how are you going to ship two characters that blatantly hate each other? Yeah, Grim Ichi. That's the exact thing. Grimjow literally states, "I want to kill you. I hate you." I want to get stronger so that I can finally kill you. How is that saying, "I love you"? How is that any form of expression of love,
No, that only means red flags.
Yeah, that's some pretty big red flags. That's it might be a little bit of a big deal right there. I don't know if you know that. I guess that transitions into the third type of shippers, the cancerous and toxic shippers, the gay lovers. Now, before this video gets taken down for harassment or any type of snowflake activity like that, I just want to say I have nothing wrong with gay people. And it's very sad that I should preference that. But I don't. Really don't. I have no problem with two characters being gay. But be honest with yourself. How can you look at two non-homosexual characters and ship them and think that people within your fandom and people within other fandoms are going to take you seriously, especially when you retaliate with such a toxic and cancerous nature, you know? Like, I saw a picture on Instagram of, who was it? Kakyoin and Jotaro, obviously being gay lovers, you know? And the art was beautiful. It really was. They had a dumb picture of Iggy, and it made me laugh. But it's like, they're obviously best friends. There's no romance behind them. You know, the dude literally dies. Kakyoin literally dies.
Jotaro just really likes making use of that donut hole.
It's... And, like, I commented, and I said, you're the reason why the fandom gets no real recognition. And so many people just started retaliating like I was Hitler, you know? Like I was the worst human being on the face of this planet. And I literally just kept saying to all of them, you're proving my point. You're retaliating in such a childish manner because somebody called you out on being cancerous and toxic that it's I don't want to say laughable, because in debates and arguments I try my best to be as professional as possible, you know, because I'd like to avoid the aggravating the person to the point of threatening me. But I just couldn't. I couldn't believe the amount of people who were being so toxic. And then eventually the person that posted the picture, I don't know if it was their art or not, you know, it was good, but if they didn't, that just proves the point even further, that the behavior is very, very cancerous. Ended up deleting my comment because they couldn't essentially handle being told, hey, this is the reason why anime watchers get made fun of. You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's not just anime watchers, it's the Steven Universe fandom, it's the Supernatural fandom. You know, I can't tell you how many people on Tumblr love to ship the two dudes from Supernatural when they're not gay. I'm pretty sure that show is borderline religious. You know?
This deodorant smells good. Or how it tastes.
Alright, Corey.
Cool.
Try and focus and stay on topic, alright, buddy?
Yeah, this is not comic relief.
We don't need a comic relief right now. It's serious
Not
time.
yet.
It's serious time because people are gonna make fun of me in the comments, and I just like to preface, I'm ready for it. I love seeing all the people's comments just shitting on me.
Aw, shut. You guys.
Comment all you want. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Apparently.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Why are you telling them that?
Yeah, that.
They'll not comment if you tell them.
There.
Good. I mean, either way. Is that a Drifloon? It is.
You know, the video, like, you have the high ground in the comments is the low ground. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Yeah,
over,
I'm thinking of what
Anakin.
you're putting down.
I have the high ground. But going back to that, why would you want to make your fandom be made fun of? You know, it just seems like counterproductivity.
Yeah.
Like, you want people to take you seriously, right? And if you say no, you're obviously lying. Like everybody, I can understand wanting to be taken as a joke from time to time because you know, you're a funny guy, you're a girl, you know, you're a funny person, and making friends by making people laugh is good. But why would you want to to drive people away because you're like, oh, look at my Polnareff x Avdol fanfic. I'm sure that's a thing.
Oh, most definitely.
And I'm not about to say I'm not shitting on it because I totally am. But it is very... It's unappealing. Like, why... If you want somebody to get into your fandom, why would you try and deter them?
Oh, I bet there's even a Chad X ground.
Oh, there probably is. Also, I think I found my boy. He's got 5 out of 6 perfect IVs.
Nice.
Anyway.
But I digress.
Yeah, but I digress. If you want to try and debate me in the comments, like I said this in the last recording and I'll say it in this one as well. Please, if anybody has like a good explanation for this stuff, I don't want to say this type of behavior, but this type of you know what? Yeah, this type of thought process. Please try and present it in a manner that isn't one that'll just get brushed off and prove my point. You know, like, because the one thing that I want to be is proven wrong. Prove me wrong, you know? Show me that this is a good thing. Show me that it doesn't feed the cancer of a lot of fandoms, you know? Like I said earlier, one of the biggest fandoms that has the biggest cancer rate is Steven Universe. And it hasn't stopped, like, at all. It's so bad, guys. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. From artists wanting to kill themselves because of the backlash they get for drawing rose quartz skinny to... Which is a real thing. I'm sure Caleb and Corey, or at least Caleb, has heard of it.
I have not, actually.
It is such a horrible thing. Like, an artist on Tumblr drew Rose Quartz, Steven's mom, skinny, because that was the artist's interpretation and representation of her.
Yeah.
And she had so many death threats that she had to take down her Tumblr.
God.
And no, before anybody asks, we are not starting a Steven Universe Axiom. That'd be dumb.
No.
Yeah.
Never.
It'd be the
Deep
worst thing
player.
on the face of this planet. And I don't feel like dealing with that. And once again, I'm not saying everybody in the fandom is like that. In fact, majority of the fandom is not. It's just those people that are like that have such a loud voice that it overshadows the people who aren't like that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very sad, and it needs to be addressed. You know, maybe not on a weekly little podcast like this, but it does need to be addressed. So, before you start writing your fanfics about Ichigo and Grimmjow, please just give it a little thought. It's not a matter of would I do this, but more, or it's not a matter of could I do this, but more of a matter of should I do this.
Mm-hmm.
We're not saying to not do it. You can do whatever.
Yes. But definitely give it some thought, man. Like, please. Carlos, do you have anything to add or say or give your thoughts on?
Not particularly.
Finally, he talks. I say we end on a high note.
On a high horse. No.
On a whole horse. I don't really have anything. The other communities, such as Pokemon, Full Metal Alchemist, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and whatever the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, will also be having their own tournaments. I would like to start doing a portion on this podcast, as well as Serite Talk, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything Bleach related, on basically an OC of the week. We pull from one of the random communities, one of the random user-submitted communities, and we basically read it out on stream and give critiques of it. If you want your character to be viewed on the podcast, definitely after you're done creating it, put it with the hashtag OC for OC review or OC of the week or Mudsbury MVP.
Mudsbury MVP.
Mudsbury MVP. Carlos, yes.
Mudbray MVP.
Mudsbury MVP. All right. That's the hashtag that we want to see, is Mudsbury MVP. If you want your character critiqued or read, if you're proud of it, I'm sure it's a great character. You know, I've gotten very lenient with my critiques of characters nowadays, so I'm sure it'll be actually really good.
He's a far more tame old man.
Yeah. I'm very proud of a lot of OCs that I read now, and my staff can tell you that. So y'all throw them at me, man. If you got some mad smack, if you think you're hot shit, let me hear it. Let me read it. Let me do everything, because I want to see it. All right?
And if you show it to me, I'll just tell you it's shit.
Yeah, don't show it to Corey. But remember, hashtag
Corey.
Mudsbury MVP. Okay?
Yeah.
And if you'd like to join the next Axiom tournament, join one of the Axiom communities. We have Pokemon, we have Bleach, we have Full Metal Alchemist, we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, we have Naruto, we have
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that too. And each of our staff members.
Dragon Ball, the leader said it'd probably be a bit longer to get set up for the tournament, but that's definitely going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, just spread the word. If you liked my rant, if you think it was funny, if you have something to say about it, definitely put it in the comments. You know, send it to Anime Amino or the official or the actual Bleach Amino. You know, let me spread the word for me. All right, we want more people to be involved in this. You know, the whole point of the Axiom podcast and the Axiom communities is to really get down what it means to have a series that is, I guess you could say, correct. Art may be subjective, but sometimes communities aren't. Sometimes, like, it helps to know your stuff. I guess that would be the slogan for the Axiom communities. Axiom, know your stuff. Or it helps to know your stuff. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Like, I think it helps to know your stuff because, like, saying know your stuff.
Yeah.
You know, rude.
Yeah, it is kind of rude. But I really want to stress the fact that this is a podcast. And I probably should have said that. I did say that.
I'm pretty sure you said that.
Yeah,
I
something
think
like
you
that.
said it like 4 or 5 times. But...
Yeah, I just want to stress it again. So, like, the whole point of us doing this isn't to watch the video. It's to have it going in the background. You know, this is a minimal editing process. We just want others to have fun with this. We want to have fun with this ourselves. And, you know, maybe sometime in the future we'll actually have people on, like, actual people on the podcast to debate us or talk about the type of whatevers they like, you know? It's fun. It really is. If you'd like to be on the podcast, there you go. Mudspray MVP.
Mudspray MVP.
Hashtag Mudspray MVP.
Hashtag Mudspray MVP.
Maybe in the next episode we'll explain the story behind that, but for now I think we are done. We are pushing on 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Woohoo!
It is 48 past the hour, and we are ready to go home and sleep.
Yup.
Well, all of us are home, but
Yeah.
we're trying to play some Mince Raft, alright?
Yeah.
So, I'll end it out with my typical outro. Sweet dreams, pals. I'll see you in the next episode. Guys, if y'all have any final words, now would be the time.
There is an S,
I'm
Carlos.
going to eat that deodorant.
Alright, Corey. Good for you, buddy. I'm gonna get rid of tackle.
there is an S.
There is an S? What is he S-ing?
Because we keep on saying Mudspray, but it's just Mudbray. Pokemon.
It's Mudspray.
Yeah.
It's not Mudbray.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds dumb. Here, watch. I'll
That's
even...
actually what it
watch,
is.
watch.
It is Mudbray.
Watch. Okay, Google.
Yeah, he does have a scan.
Oh my god, he does. Cancel.
Oh shit.
It's Mudbray.
Mudbray.
Wow. Okay, well, that's what... There you go.
Hashtag
You
is
learned-
Mudspray MVP.
Hashtag Mudbray MVP.
My spot in the
You learned his spot. Indeed.
Mm.
I don't think we're recording anymore, right?
No, we still are.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Wow.
Hashtag
Carlos
Mud-
proved us wrong.
Mud-
Hashtag Mudbray MVP.
MVP.
Sweet dreams, pals.